just over here banging my head. I hate to start with a shout out, but Dad the Cat put a real banger out for the Stream Team Takeover song, and I absolutely love it.
Dad the Cat, you are awesome at that, man. I was head banging. I had my hand up.
It's a banger for sure.
Right, it's not a rip off the NWO. It's an original banger.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, welcome in everybody. It's us, the Stream Team for the Showboys podcast, doing another Stream Team Takeover to talk about one of our favorite things in the world, the WWE.
That's right, SST in the building, baby.
Takeover, right? Baby.
We need some t-shirts for life. But we are here to talk about the Survivor Series War Games that just happened. And we're going for fresh takes before we've had time to let it sink in too much. There's been some wonderful things that have happened tonight. Most of them within the past 20 minutes.
Jeez.
But we do have to start at the beginning, which is a very good place to start. They put Booker T outside.
Yeah.
Did you see that during the pre-show? They were all sitting there and you could see the frost coming off their breath. And I'm like, oh my, why'd they put them outside in Chicago?
No. You see,
no idea.
I saw Booker T in WrestleMania. That was the first time I saw a premium live event. That's when I got back into WWE. And I saw they did the Hollywood and it was outside. It was fantastic. And then I saw it today and I thought, is this what they do for every premium live event?
They
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I don't know if they put them outside if it's negative out, but they should.
They need to get better venues for the 4 or 5 people outside, you know?
You think they probably had some heaters underneath the table or something. I don't know.
No, that's not good enough. Sure. If I could see the steam.
Right, yeah, that was a little much for me. We spent most
sometimes they be in the building, you know, and I guess they knew that was going to be Chicago. The crowd was going to be rowdy. And to avoid the guy that's in the image that I'm currently talking on, you know, the chance of him, they just decided to do it outside and be safe.
Oh yeah, there was I noticed that during the pre-show there was a bunch of CM Punk signs that were being taken out of the background by security.
Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed that.
Oh yeah. But,
it's crazy, but I mean, hey, you had Phillip Brooks in the building, so They didn't want to ruin it. They didn't want to ruin the surprise, man. CM Punk back in WWE, man.
I don't know about that.
Oh, thank you. I didn't, you know, well, I guess we'll start cats out of the bag. Our hot takes on CM Punk. He used to be one of my favorite wrestlers, and I just feel like he has so much controversy surrounding him.
Nope.
There we go. We'll skip right to the end. That is the man right there. Came out at the very end of the show to a pretty amazing applause. But I mean, he is in the hometown of Chicago. Me and Kumino were talking during the last match there that they were kind of booing Cody. And I think a lot of that is just because it's Chicago.
That is true. It's 100% true. I feel like CM Punk, he's kind of a dangerous wrestler. He puts the other performers at risk. He has done this multiple times. This is a controversial thing with him and AEW. I mean, all of this. Why did he show up for the last 2 minutes? Why?
I think he just showed up because I think the crowd would have been insane had they not seen him.
And that's why WWE paid him.
Oh yeah, I'll bet they paid him pretty good. I'll tell you what though, it's CM Punk. Either they paid him really good, or he just did it.
No, they had to pay him. They had to pay him because the way he pipe bombed at the end, there's no way he would come back without a substantial payoff.
I don't know. Coming back for free is a good way to get in the good graces.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to listen to Triple H at this press conference because, of course, they're asking him about CM Punk, but like
Yeah.
he's it's like he's dancing around the question, not trying to reveal anything. So I'm assuming that nothing is truly finalized.
What do you got? What was the last thing he said?
Well, a reporter asked him, what what's the deal with CM Punk being back, essentially, and who all knew, like who was all the part of it. And he said him and Nick Khan were the only two that knew about it. So,
And the
like
sound
that,
guy.
huh?
And the sound guy, because he played his music.
Yeah, and the sound guy.
Well,
But
if you guys paid attention, 2 days ago there was a release that they re-recorded Cult of Personality. So that's his entrance song. They re-recorded a remaster 2 days ago. So clearly he was coming out tonight.
I mean, it's the biggest song because of him that they have. So I wouldn't be surprised about them just re-recording it.
Because of him? That's
Yeah.
the song?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. There's a lot of songs I can hear on the radio that wrestlers have as themes, and I don't associate them. But when I hear Cult of Personality, I instantly think of CM Punk.
Are for
Right.
real? I've never thought of Cult of Personality with CM Punk. And I freaking know CM Punk, and I hate CM Punk.
I hardly drink a Pepsi without thinking about CM Punk.
Wow,
Pepsi
just so much hate for CM Punk, man. So much hate for Phillip Brooks.
Yeah.
I mean, look, listen, like you got to understand for the past, since 2006, 2007, he's been rocking with the Cult of Personality as his entrance music. Of course, like anybody that was listening to them beforehand, like you hear it and you think instantly Cult of Personality. Y'all know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
you think of them, but like, of course, it just instantly associates with CM Punk because I mean, it's not too many other songs out there that you're gonna hear on the radio and just be like, oh yeah, this is this wrestler's theme song. Like even when you think of Wild Thing, like you think of them, you think of that band. You don't think of John Moxley.
You got it. All right, JoJo, take us.
All right, we're going back to the very beginning. Our first match of the night, they kicked off with the 4-on-4 Women's Survivor Series match. And I think this was a good match to start with.
Yeah, it was.
I kind of wish it would have been a 5-on-5 match, like a war game, like an official 5-on-5 War Games match. But I feel like they had a hard time. Even I feel like Shotzi didn't feel like a part of this group.
Right, exactly. Shotzi just was so out of place in this matchup. Like, yeah, she got her haircut, so I guess you could say she had some gripe with them, but like it was nothing too major. So like they didn't have it was already that Dakota Kai is out injured, so you don't have a fifth for damage control. Then it was going to be even harder to trying to find a fifth for team whoever it was, Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, because ain't no way in hell it was Team Shotzi.
Yeah, I feel like to me like Shotzi and Nikki Cross are like the same person right now.
You know what? Yeah.
Like they're trying to sport the same gimmick, like just crazy beyond belief. But this was a good match. It started off with Becky versus Bayley, which the crowd seemed pretty hot for that right out of the gate. I was really surprised that they brought Becky Lynch in for this, but I was really glad they did. A lot of people are talking about like Becky Lynch isn't as big of a star as she has been in the past, and I think those people are crazy.
Well, the only reason for that is because her initial heat as the man kind of faded when she decided to go heel, and so that turned a lot of people off on Becky.
Yeah,
but Becky is still a major star. Like anytime Becky name is on a marquee, the people gonna watch.
Oh yeah.
Kumino.
But yeah, it started with Becky Lynch and Bailey.
Wait, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Forgive me. Kumino, when did Becky Lynch go heel?
When she came back, what it was 2 years ago at SummerSlam, and beat Bianca Belair in like 6-7 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, for me, I've been WWF, back then before WWE. So I only just came back a year ago, so I didn't know that she turned heel. I kind of thought that she's babyface at this point.
Yeah,
Now.
right now she's babyface because she really had no choice but to go back to being babyface because nobody wanted heel Becky Lynch.
Okay, so she was a heel.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
then,
that.
well, she took some time off, had a baby,
Oh, yeah, the baby.
and then just kind of came back as a face. Like there was no real story to turn her from being bad to good. She just came back as good. So there's probably some confusion as far as long-term watchers there, too.
Okay. All right, move on.
I mean, usually if you have somebody that's a good face and then they turn heel, it means a lot more because they have that shock factor. But she really didn't have that.
No worries.
But started with Becky and Bailey going at it. Dakota came in first for damage control, brought some kendo sticks, and leveled the playing field. And it's pretty much just them beating up on her until Shotzi came in. Shotzi came in and, man, she went for the suicide dive between the ropes. And I think it was Bailey just caught her with this DDT and just spiked her. And it looked really good.
Right. That was the best Shotzi spot of the night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely. So, they had the advantage. They took the advantage. They used the advantage. And then all of a sudden, Io Sky comes in, brings chairs in. So everybody gets the advantage again. It's pretty much your basic War Games match. Whoever has the advantage takes the lead before the next person comes in.
I was going to say, everyone just kept throwing in all sorts of weapons.
Yeah.
tonight.
And during the early part of this match, Bailey was really calling the shots, and everybody was actually listening to her. So I thought that was very surprising because they've really been seeming to give her the cold shoulder.
Right? Like they were going to turn on her at some point.
I was waiting for it the whole time.
100.
Well,
so then
that's why I
Bianca
thought Damage Control was going to win.
Bianca came in dual wielding her hair, which are things I thought I'd never say.
Wonderful. It was wonderful. I knew that was going to be it when I seen the two pigtails. I was like, yep, she's using both of them.
I was hollering at my kid. I was like, you hear them? She's whipping them.
Oh, yeah. And then it led to a spot where Becky Lynch was hitting the leg drop onto Bailey.
Yep.
And somebody else was doing a splash. I can't remember. But like Bailey
was Shotzi.
Yeah, but Bailey was like out of position and had to crawl halfway across the ring to get in spot to take this bump. And I was oh my. I just noticed that huge coordination.
Several of these throughout the night that I saw.
There was some huge coordination spots that I noticed just having to get in there. But I'll tell you what, the spot of this match for me was Io Sky climbed up on top of the cage, used the chain that she brought into the ring to pull a trash can up to the top.
I loved it.
Put this thing on her and then did like a super cross body, which I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to kill herself. But it looked really good. That was a spot there.
Yes, that was the callback to NXT when she did that off the top of the cage, man. Io is just so wonderful, and she understands the dynamic and what needs to be done in war games inside that cage to get over and excite the crowd. Io is fantastic.
Really good. And then Charlotte comes in, just takes everybody out. Turns
Right,
into
being normal Charlotte.
Charlotte Becky Lynch stare down, and I was like, oh man, they're gonna go at it. And then they used some teamwork, and then had a sweet embracing moment, and I did not see that coming.
Right?
I thought that was gonna go to a head because it's hard to tell really. Excuse me, if Charlotte's a heel or a face.
Charlotte is.
Charlotte's just Charlotte.
There you
Charlotte
go. That's the
is
best
a
way to
face.
put it. Charlotte, just Charlotte.
No, Charlotte's a face, but I'm sorry, but she's entitled white woman. So that's why Charlotte's.
Right. Nobody really. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody messes with her. I don't like her for the simple fact of is always, she has to be in a title picture, and she gets favoritism over everything. Like in this matchup, like she didn't even get beat down properly.
No, but
Like-
she did have a sweet moonsault off the top there.
Come on now. Is this because she's Ric Flair's?
Oh, I believe that's definitely why.
Yeah, definitely why she gets the treatment that she does.
Nepotism.
To be fair though, she's a very safe wrestler.
No, she isn't.
Except for that moonsault.
No.
Like right now at the press conference, it's her out there. It ain't the rest of them.
No.
No. My issue with Charlotte Flair is one move, and that's when she does her front handspring into the lariat. That is not a move. If you do a front handspring and then you lariat somebody, they're gonna see that. They telegraph that 30 seconds before you do it.
You're right, man. You're right.
That's the only thing that I hate about Charlotte Flair. Honestly. Other than that, she is a fantastic performer.
So this turned into the once everybody was in the ring, just the 5-on-5 moves back and forth, spot fest. Asuka did earlier in the match hit Shotzi with the mist, which was pretty nice. Took Shotzi out of the picture a little bit. And later in the match, Asuka went to hit the mist on Bianca Belair, but Bianca Belair had picked up the fire extinguisher that was brought into the ring earlier and kind of gave her a mist of her own by spraying this fire extinguisher directly in Asuka's face, and I loved it. My wife also loved that spot. She's like, "Oh, she misted her," and I was like, "Oh, that mist seems a little bit worse."
Right, yeah, that was a great spot. Backfiring on Asuka like that, just it was big.
For the most part, toward the end of this, as this match winded down, everybody from Damage Control was taken out except for Bayley. And Bayley had saved this match probably 4 or 5 times.
I love Bayley.
She saved almost every member of Damage Control from taking a pin or submitting throughout this entire match. And then at the end, she takes every finisher in the book, including the manhandle slam through the table, and gets pinned.
Right. It was a great ending for that match. I thought Damage Control was going to win, but if they was going to lose, that was the best way to go about it because, of course, Bayley is going to end up out of Damage Control. This match helped the fans feel sympathy for her.
And I like, yes, they did this match to make it not so much that they lost because of Bayley, but Bayley's the one that ended up losing.
Exactly.
And I honestly thought that we were going to see some aftermath here, but we saw no aftermath. I thought almost all of Damage Control was going to get up and go to the back and leave Bayley laying in the middle of the ring.
I thank God that they didn't treat Bayley that way. I love Bayley. I only learned about Bayley in the past year, like I got back into WWE.
So you haven't discovered Hugger Bayley?
No, I have. I looked back on the wrestlers that I enjoyed, and so I was like, dang, they're gonna do her dirty, and then they didn't, and I was like, good, maybe
I
she
feel
can
like it's
redeem
coming,
herself, you know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have the. I don't know if Bailey's gonna end up teaming up with the good girls here to have another shot at damage control, but I feel like she's, like I said last month, November is going to be a bad month for Bailey.
I think she's
So, okay.
solo at that point.
So, okay, let me ask you this. If Bailey goes face, what face goes heel? I'm calling Bianca.
I was about to say Bianca. Oh, I was about to say Bianca.
See, I feel like Bianca's such a face, even outside of the ring, that like I feel like her going heel would just break too many. Bailey going heel broke a lot of kids' hearts. Kids
It would
really
break
love Bailey.
it would break people's heart, but I feel like that would be the best one because I mean, like we said, Charlotte, you can't even tell whether she's a face or a heel. So like it does no good to turn Charlotte heel. You get nothing from that.
Right.
Becky Lynch is actually a Raw roster, so her going heel does not help SmackDown.
See, but I feel like with WrestleMania just around the corner, you can't have Bianca as a heel.
I mean,
like we were talking last time, I feel like Bianca's going to have this Undertaker streak for WrestleMania. I don't feel like she can lose at WrestleMania.
nah, I don't feel like she's losing at WrestleMania either.
No.
I feel like it's going to be her and Charlotte at WrestleMania, though.
Who's the new girl? Who's the new one who just got signed?
Jade Cargill?
Yeah.
No, I can see Jade Cargill versus Bianca at WrestleMania.
Yeah, even though Bianca's dream is to beat all 4 horsewomen at WrestleMania, I can see it being Jade because Jade's not in the program, but Jade's been on NXT more than she's been on the main roster shows.
All right. Does anybody have any final thoughts about this match here?
No.
Outside of our ratings, I rated this one a 7.
You're going to ask me to look up my ratings that I wrote down and then forgot upstairs.
I want to say you gave it a 7 as well. If you didn't give it an 8.
I do believe I gave this one a 7. So 2 7s and a sieve.
I mean, if you want my rating, I give this match. This one was a 6.
All right, so 7 7 6.
All right, so what's that overall on it?
Now you're asking me to do math.
Well, no, Siv's supposed to have the math on lock.
I mean, shit. Nobody told me do math today. All right, so for the rest of the matches, I'll do math.
Well, that'd be a 6.6.
Move on to the next match.
6.67.
Oh, 6.67.
Nice.
All right, next match. I feel like I have those in the wrong order.
Yeah, you do, but I mean,
Let's
discuss it in actual order.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, the next match, but before the next match, there was a really sweet spot that had this Ruffles commercial, and R-Truth is back.
Right, the return of the boy, Mr. Truth.
I'm so happy. He has the best comedic spots in the business. Like, R-Truth is back. I'm like, bring back the 24/7 I-65.
Oh my god.
Goofy wrestling is what I adore in life.
Dude.
All right.
Siv don't like R-Truth. Wow.
I love R-Truth. R-Truth was one of my favorite from the Attitude Era, but the issue is the hell has he been, man? And all of a sudden, I'm treated to R-Truth in a commercial for Ruffles? No.
Hey, he did say the greatest thing I'd ever quote: Ruffles, you can taste the meat in them.
Ah! No.
And
God,
I love
why?
it. Oh, that was like the one time on my stream I made up a Reese's sponsorship, and I was like, Reese's, once you pop, it's peanut buttery goodness.
Oh,
And it took me back to that. I'm like, I love it. I love it. I love people not knowing jingles or slogans, but it was really good.
hey,
I really hope we get a good Rumble spot from him, because Rumble's just
as
around
we
the
talk
corner.
about this one, tell
Yes.
us your number as you say it. All
Okay.
right. That way I can give you your average.
Okay, sure. Say
Thank
what
you.
now?
Just talk
the,
about
the,
your
the the number for what? The R-Truth spot?
No, I mean, look, this is Gunther and Miz.
Yes, Gunther and Miz for the prestigious Intercontinental Championship. Most of the build-up for this match was just saying, hey, I'm the Miz. I need respect. And Gunther doesn't. He respects him as a wrestler, but doesn't respect him as a person, and doesn't think he's a good wrestler either. That was pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
So this match, man, Miz is good. I never thought that Miz was going to beat Gunther going into this match, but
No one did.
no. But
It did.
the way the story played out here actually did make me believe that there was a realm where Miz was going to win this. When he pulled the turnbuckle off to expose it, and then while the ref was fixing it, just delivered this massive shot to the groin.
I thought it was then.
And then failed to get the pinfall and kicked out of the Gunther powerbomb.
Right. That was a big selling point because no one has kicked out in a while of that powerbomb.
I was expecting a triple finisher from Gunther.
Yeah, the triple powerbomb.
Yeah. But
yeah,
he didn't deliver.
As I think Gunther won. Spoiler alert. But this match was good. This match subverted my expectations. I really thought it was just going to be a squash fest. I was really happy to not see any of Imperium interfere in this match.
Yes. Actually, yes.
But it was
Which
just
meant Gunther had it on lock, essentially.
Yeah. It was a I would say a good clean match. There was a low blow in there, but for the most part, it was a good clean match with a clean finish.
Yeah, I mean, The Miz did a great job.
The Miz came out, to me, The Miz came out looking better than he did going into this match.
I've seen better from The Miz. So
I was going to say, The Miz looked better in the past. And
the last time I've seen Miz really look good is when John Morrison was still around.
I mean, yeah, but that's because he hasn't been in anything truly worth a damn since John Morrison's been around.
Yeah.
But I mean, The Miz with the moveset that he pulled off, he did a great mixture of keeping because he's still a heel, but mixing in the babyface moveset.
And the crowd was loving him.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's what I was going to mention is that the crowd is pulling for Miz.
Now,
it seems as though they're going to push for Miz to go babyface here, you know.
No, because the Miz is not. He's not a good babyface. He's not. The best you can get from The Miz is a tweener.
I don't know if you got. I mean, look. If you got a nasty versus nasty, you're gonna go for the nasty. You know what I'm saying? You go for the lesser of two evils.
Well,
that's what everyone was going for Miz over Gunther.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that everybody want him as a baby face.
Now, is everybody cheering for the Miz to beat Gunther because they like the Miz, or
No,
are we
they
getting
don't
tired?
like Gunther.
Are we getting tired of seeing Gunther?
It's not that
Tired
we're
Gunther.
tired of seeing. It's not that. It's everybody is ready for him to drop the title so he can set his eyes on Seth Rollins' title.
Not at all. I
Oh,
disagree.
I believe that's probably where we're heading for Mania.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gunther's winning the Rumble, and he's going after Seth Rollins.
Oh my.
Oh, he's calling his shot early.
I mean, there's nothing else to do. Like, there's nobody else for Seth Rollins.
And it's fresh.
Yeah. As well as it's time for Gunther to move on from the Intercontinental Championship. He's held it down long enough. He's bigger than the title now.
Now, do you think there comes a time where Gunther just lays down the title to move on?
You know, that would be good. That would
to leave not being defeated.
Yeah, because then you can have somebody like a Chad Gable come in and win the title in a tournament, or
do a tournament style, like everybody who lost to Gunther's in the tournament. So everybody in the roster.
That doesn't happen.
What's that?
That doesn't happen.
Well, Triple H in charge of creative, and he loves his tournaments.
That he does.
I could see it.
Look,
I could see
y'all are making up imaginary matches.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Come on.
Right, that's the whole point.
Realistic.
So I gave this match a 7 because it subverted my expectations. I thought we were just going to see our basic squash, and it turned out to be better than that. No interference, good finish. I gave it a 7.
Which match is this one?
The Gunther versus The Miz.
Yeah. Yeah, and I gave it a 6. It was a typical Miz, big match Miz. So like everybody played their role the way that they were supposed to play it, but ultimately nobody believed Miz was actually going to come out victorious in this one. Yeah, they had some good spots that made it look like the Miz was going to win, but it was just another match. So yeah, just a 6.
Okay.
And what do you say, Siv?
I gave it a 5, actually. I really expected Miz to put up a better fight than what he did. And truthfully, Gunther showed his dominance, unfortunately, for my side.
So 5, 6, 7. So that'll give us a 6 average there.
Well, exactly. 6 average.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Anybody have anything else about this match here?
No, move on.
Moving on. Okay, we can't move on because I don't know where we're at now.
The next match was Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar.
Yes.
It was supposed to be Carlito versus Santos Escobar, but due to the attack on Friday by Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee had to fill in for Carlito.
Real quick, I did not know that until 5 p.m. Eastern, because I didn't catch Friday Night SmackDown live. So when I caught the play back of what happened, immediately I said, Escobar. 100%, there's no way Dragon Lee is going to win because, I mean, he's too fresh.
Now, do you feel that Carlito's actually injured?
Well, it's storyline purpose.
Exactly.
But I just don't know why they. Yeah, I don't know why they chose that though. Like, especially you're pushing Dragon Lee, trying to make him seem like a big thing, and you have him fill in for Carlito, and he doesn't even pick up the victory, in which I understand, because if you have Santos lose to Dragon Lee, then it's kind of like, well, why did Santos go heel if he's not going to gain nothing from it?
Yeah.
But at the same time, having Dragon Lee lose, it kind of hurts his momentum.
Yes, I actually picked Dragon Lee to win this just because they've had him on such a heater.
No, it's a three-prong sort of thing. So check this out. One is you want Dragon Lee to escalate in the division. So you have to have him fight somebody who is going to make the enemy, that second prong, of the LWO. The LWO is becoming such a big part of wrestling with the luchador, division. So the third thing. Nope. I got two. I don't remember the third one.
I feel like maybe I thought they put Dragon Lee in this match because they didn't want Carlito to lose.
That makes no sense. Carlito is he's essentially a legend. Like, no, he's not a Hall of Famer or anything like that, but like he's a legend. He's from back in the day. He could have ate an L to Santos Escobar in a good back and forth matchup, and it wouldn't have hurt him.
Yeah, this was, as far as the match goes, this was one of the least luchador matches I've ever seen between two luchadors.
It wasn't about a luchador match. It was about dividing the Latino wrestling group, good versus bad. Santos Escobar is supposed to be the bad guy. He's the heel, and Dragon Lee is the babyface. That's what this match was about. They're dividing the LWO.
But where was the LWO during the match?
You didn't need them. You didn't need them because Santos hasn't formed his group yet.
Exactly.
So we're under the impression that Santos is also going to form a group.
Yes.
So we're going to have the LWO black and LWO red.
You got it.
No, it's not going to be that. It's probably going to just go back to being being that Cruz and the other guy, they're seemingly siding with Rey Mysterio on this one. I'm guessing he's going to have to pick up Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah. I honestly expected, if the LWO did come out with Dragon Lee, that we were going to see them appear tonight.
Yeah, that would have been the only way to go.
Are these NXT guys?
Yeah, they were main roster and then went to NXT, which surprised me that they even left main roster.
People I don't know.
Especially Angel Garza, he's good.
Yeah, both of them good. Both of them good.
Really good.
And they're legit cousins.
I'll tell you what, though, that would have been great to start pushing this ball several months ago and have a luchador War Games.
I don't know if that would have been a big enough thing.
Not enough people.
Well, it's not that it's not enough people. It's more so like, would have anybody really cared? Because just honestly and truthfully, like, I'm not really caring for the whole LWO thing.
But did anybody really care?
Not enough people that would care about it.
What's that, Joe?
Did anybody truly care for this match at all?
No. Like, I was excited to see Carlito return to the ring.
Yes.
To see him have a pay-per-view match against Santos Escobar, or heel Santos Escobar. And I didn't get it. So, yeah. Now, this match could have actually been way better because everybody knows that Dragon Lee can go. Siv, I know you just now getting back into the swing of things, so you haven't had a chance to see NXT Santos Escobar. But he's a damn good performer. So that's why me and Joe are so underwhelmed by this matchup. We know these guys
can do so hard.
Yeah, like they can go so much harder within the WWE style, mind you, but we didn't get that.
I had this pegged before the event as my match of the night.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
I put this along the lines of the Rey Mysterio and punchable face Paul.
Wow. I swear, I saw this and I said, I love Dragon Lee. I don't care for Santos Escobar. He doesn't show me much. And Dragon Lee is going to lose this fight because they're going to push Santos Escobar so that they can make a heel for the Latino crowd. And I can say that because I'm Puerto Rican.
And you know that he's a heel because he tried to rip the mask off. Come on.
Yes. Oh my God.
He has more. He knows more about lucha than.
Dude, my mom was cussing up a storm as soon as he grabbed his mask.
Oh, the crowd hated it too, man.
Dude.
But
the fans are really high on Dragon Lee right now, and because he's amazing. This match just as far as the rating, I gave this match a 4. And I don't know if I'm just rating it that low because I really expected more out of it, but it was just very underwhelming to me. It just seemed like a spot filler. The crowd really wasn't much into this. I'll tell you what, the crowd was pretty dead throughout the Miz match too. It was like these two matches back to back, just the crowd really cooled off.
Well, you got to think about it. Like that women's War Games match. I have to say was probably the match of the night, and it was a banger. It really was, and I ain't gonna say it wore the crowd out because it's Chicago. Like, trust me, they got the energy. I just feel like neither one of the matches gave them anything to bite onto.
Yep.
Because this match was, especially the Dragon Lee Santos match, it was so lackluster. I gave the match a 5 just because it's something that could have been on SmackDown. But I guess it fulfilled its duty and did what it was supposed to do by giving Santos Escobar a win.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with you. It's got to be a 5 on my end. I really thought Dragon Lee would have put on more of a performance. I definitely knew that Escobar was gonna whoop his booty, so there was no question.
Yeah, I really thought this match was going to be more high flying. Dragon Lee, punishing Escobar for not wanting to use any of his lucha, and he was just trying to mostly powerhouse and didn't seem to go for any of his moves that he's known for. And then at the end, there was going to be some sort of shenanigans or heel factor, some cheating factor that allowed him to overcome this.
Thank God it wasn't.
So, but yeah, so our grading for this one is going to be a 4.67, which is pretty underwhelming.
God.
Yeah, it is.
But our next match of the night was Rhea Ripley taking on, what's her name?
Zoe Starks.
Zoe Starks.
Wow!
I can't read my writing.
He said he can't read his own writing. Okay. This match,
I guess I could have looked at the picture.
It was another match that could have been so much greater than what it actually was.
It really wasn't even a goddamn match. This match was garbage. This pissed me off. It made me disgusted to have to sit through 25-30 minutes of nothing.
Yeah, there was at no point in this match that I thought Zoe Stark should have stood a chance.
Yep. The match started off with Zoe, being hot, the typical, I'm emotionally filled. I'm gonna take you out, that kind of ordeal. And Rhea withstood it. Rhea got back in control and essentially dominated Zoe the entire time. Every time Zoe tried to get a start back, Rhea would squash it real quick. Then the ending came, so Zoe sparked up another little bit of offense. But ultimately, Rhea was able to let her know, like, hey, this is my division. You don't run nothing, and just put her away.
Yeah, it was pretty much just a domination the entire time.
Seriously. Yeah. Honest, as being sober while watching this match, I don't even remember this match. It isn't even a blip in my memory. This match doesn't register.
Wow.
Serious.
Like it registered on my radar because I mean it's Zoe Starks, it's Rhea Ripley. Like I like both of them. No, I do.
There was nothing about this match that stood out in my head that goes, man, that was a match.
The only thing that really stood out to me through this match is that like the Riptide is a weak finisher.
The Riptide?
I feel like she needs a new finisher.
She does.
That's a pump handle slam almost.
I know. I mean, Test used a pump handle slam.
I mean, Sweet Chin Music is just a super kick now.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Nothing is wrong with the Riptide in terms of like its appearance. It just this particular match, it didn't look strong. But at the same time, Rhea has been on top of the mountain enough times to where she should have a second finisher.
Yeah. Yeah. What's her submission finisher?
Submission?
Oh, it's the clover leaf, the standing clover leaf that she does, like the where she folds them up. Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't think she ever got a victory with that, has she?
I don't know.
Like if she did, it was against a nobody. So
neither here nor there because they made this match seem like a match against a nobody, and they were really pushing Zoe Stark, and this was.
I really thought Stark had it, man.
You know, I'm not against Triple H trying to, build and get newer talent over because that's needed. That's definitely needed. It's just that it's not being done good enough with enough time to actually put somebody behind them. Like, yeah, the 5-way match that you had at the last pay-per-view at Crown Jewel, yeah, people were behind Zoe Stark in that matchup, but not enough to say, oh, she need to be fighting Rhea Ripley now.
Yeah, I mean that to me the 5-way match pushed a lot more people than it hurt, and this match just hurt Zoe Stark.
Yeah, it did.
She seemed out of her league almost the entire time.
100.
And I feel like she's a lot better than that.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe I gave this match, I want to say I gave it about a 5 or 6.
I gave this match a 6.
It's 5.
So it was 5 for me, Sid.
It's a 5.33. So middle of the road. I feel like this event only had 5 matches on them, and so far our highest rating is a 6.6.
This wasn't a great pay.
Yeah, it really wasn't. The selling point for this pay-per-view was not the matchups.
No, it wasn't. It's actually what this pay-per-view was. This paid live event, a premium live event. Excuse me. This was the setup for the next premium live event.
Which was advertised to be the Royal Rumble, which is taking place January 27th.
Oh,
best
goodness.
pay-per-view of all time.
That's the big one.
That it is.
Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view, hands down.
Royal Rumble? Really?
If I could attend, I stop by your streams and just watch your Royal Rumbles, and that's just, I love them. I love Royal Rumbles. I've probably seen every Royal Rumble at least 20 times. Sometimes at work, I'll just put Royal Rumbles on in the background.
Dude, they are awesome.
Yeah, Rumbles are good.
I love them.
But yeah, we love the Royal Rumbles, but we're excited about that. But our last match of the night here was this 5v5. They could not find Randy Orton.
Right, that was kind of the selling point the whole night. They had cuts saying that first it was Sammy and Jay saying that they couldn't find Randy hadn't arrived, and Jay was saying that no, he's not gonna come because think about what we did to him, which I like that they added that story beat into it. They sticking with the whole thing of Jay still has to overcome his demons from when he was with the bloodline. That's a good selling point that it was worrying him.
Well, even on
Sammy
Monday night when they were announcing that Randy Orton was coming, you could see Jay in the ring looked worried.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And Sammy just reassured him like, hey, look, listen, last year we went to war with backing one another and we was victorious. We're going to do the same thing here tonight. We have each other back. No matter what happens in the ring, I got you. So I appreciate Sammy still sticking with Jay. Then had another scene between all four of them. Seth was saying that, hey, you need to make sure that he's here. You know, kind of sowing some discord between Seth and Cody. And then right as the match started, it was just those four guys, Seth, Cody, Sammy, and Jay out there.
I honestly thought they were all going to get in the cage and Finn Balor was going to be standing in the ring and Randy Orton was just going to come from below the ring and start the match with an RKO.
Jeez.
On Finn Balor.
Crazy.
The crowd would have popped so hard.
Yes, they would have, but you know what? I can appreciate them doing what they did because it helps take it easy on Randy.
Yeah.
Making sure that, you know, he's taken care of and he isn't overexerting himself just now getting back.
Right.
Yeah, so this match started with Seth and Finn. And it was a really good back and forth. They both got sling blades. They both went crazy.
I can appreciate Seth. Even before his music went off, he just decided to just bounce off the rope and just jump into the other ring at Finn Balor. That was good shit.
Now, is there a rule or something, like some unwritten rule that if you're not in a War Games match, you can only keep your match to one ring? Because in my mind, I was like, I really thought in that Dragon Lee match that they were just going to utilize both rings and just go crazy. I think I had so much hyped on that match is why I graded it so low.
Who knows?
I mean,
it's just really weird.
back in the day, it was kind of that where matches would be held and they would say, well, this match is going to take place in the first ring and this match is going to take place in the second ring. I remember some WCW pay-per-views where they actually said that.
Oh, you said WCW?
Yeah, WCW.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
But it was matches that spilled over into the other ring.
Yeah, okay. Man, I wonder if they could have sped this pay-per-view up by holding like the Rhea Ripley match and the Santos Escobar match at the same time in separate rings.
Wow.
I think they actually tried something like that one year and it didn't go over too well.
Oh, it'd be insane. So yeah, Seth had the lead there, and then JD McDonough come in, and since they had the advantage, it was just a beat down on Seth. Back and forth. Then Jay came in with his special meter full, and just took everybody out and yeeted them. I guess is the new phrase.
Right. The crowd was hot for Jay as usual. Came out throwing up the arms. Every move he did was yeet.
Yeet.
He came out and somehow teleported on top of the cage at the beginning, and I was like, "How did he get up there?" Like he got up there so quick.
There were a couple of times I saw that throughout the night. Somebody just showed up immediately. there, and then it's crazy.
And then so Drew, when Jay went into the ring, was all fired up. Drew was ready to go, and the time ran out, and Drew's getting ready to march to the ring, and Damian stops him, and he's like, "No, stick to the plan." So I'm like, "Oh, and they have a plan now." So Drew was a little upset about that, but then he gets into the ring and pulls out like a police baton and just destroys everybody.
Yeah, Damien was wrecking everybody with that police baton, being the punishment of the Judgment Day. It was.
Yeah, it was just 5 minutes of annihilation.
Right. Like he was just destroying everybody. They ganged up. They was looking strong. He was directing traffic, being the leader of the Judgment Day, in which they were selling that story too, kind of in a way between him and Drew, even though Drew's not a part of Judgment Day, but they little animosity that they have towards one another, because they just stared each other down the entire time before getting into the shark cage. While in the shark cage, Damian Priest stopped Drew McIntyre from entering the ring to tear Jay apart, saying that, if I'm not mistaken, he was saying that it was Drew's plan to have Damian go in third.
Yeah, because I thought he said stick to your plan.
Yeah, that's what that what Damian was saying, and Drew was like, "No, plans change," and Damian was like, "No, this is your plan," and so Damian went, and like that was good. So I'm wondering what's going to happen between them.
Yeah, I imagine Rhea's gonna probably bend them all over her knee tomorrow.
Yeah, you know it because she came out victorious and they lost. So.
Yep.
Oh, spoiler! Sorry, guys.
So Sami Zayn came into a 3-on-1 spot, but they all decided to do the old movie trope and just all attack him at once, or all attack him instead of attacking him at once, one at a time, attack him. So he pretty much got a kendo stick, smashed Finn Balor into the side of the door, and went in there, and Damo was the only one standing up. And just fight. And then Drew McIntyre comes in and cleans house, gets some of his revenge on Jay, but I don't think it went as well as he was hoping.
Right. It was so Drew entrance into the cage. It was so menacing. Like he was laser focused on Jay, and everybody that stood in his way, he just wrecked them. He wrecked them.
He had a single focus.
Right. And slowly, methodically went over there to where Jay was in the other ring. And Jay just like, he seen it. He was like, oh shit. And just like, oh, well, might as well do this. And they had a nice back and forward.
Oh, he was throwing him up against the cage and telling him, this is what you did. You know what you did, which I'm like, right. Man, if you would have just been like, I'm sorry,
I don't think sorry was going to save him at that point.
Yeah, might have. You never know.
Are you kidding? The man's been apologizing to everyone for weeks.
Well, Drew's also never given him a chance to apologize to him.
Exactly.
Right. I think Drew's a little blinded by rage.
But I mean, if they're gonna get rid of Damian Priest in the Judgment Day and put Drew McIntyre in, Drew does fit as being the psychopath. So
yeah, and him having, I think his Rhea Ripley guiding Drew could be dangerous.
Indeed.
Because he has a lot of that blind rage, and if she could help him focus that rage, I think he was too focused on Jay.
No, I still think Rhea has her claws in Jay. Don't discount that. Don't discount that.
Jay Uso joining the Judgment Day?
No. Rhea
leaving the Judgment Day?
Yep.
Oh wow.
I also really enjoyed the Usi chants.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody still loves Sammy Uso,
Oh yeah,
and then the pulling off the 1D Sammy and Jay. That was a nice
Yep.
callback.
yeah.
Yep.
And then Cody came in, and I'll tell you what, the crowd was not liking Cody.
No, they was
You said
not.
it.
They was Cody sucks. Cody sucks. Like wow, in which I understand. I understand. It's
I don't
Chicago.
like Cody. I don't like Cody.
And my thing
Well,
was this is Cody's first time in the match that his dad created.
yeah. And so
So
you would think like he would get a bunch of love for that, but no,
No.
the crowd was they was eating him alive. But I get it, it's Chicago, and I believe Chicago still kind of sort of maybe supports AEW just a little bit more than they do
No, no,
WWE.
no. Before you even get into that, I mean, why do we gotta support Cody?
Because like Joe just said, like this is the first time Cody has ever been in a War Games match, and his father is the one who created the match.
That's great. Why do we gotta support Cody?
you don't.
You don't. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
the fact that he's
okay.
getting to be able to compete is nice.
It's
I
surprising that the
agree. I
majority of
agree.
people. If you don't like Cody Rhodes, it seems like you're in the minority.
I am in the
Yeah.
minority.
Yeah, but see, yours is legitimate though, Siv, because a lot of people don't like Cody still from what he was doing in AEW.
Thankfully, I'm I don't know about Cody Rhodes and Goldust and his brother.
Yeah, people who don't know, like from Cody, from what he was to what he is now and how he reinvented himself, don't understand. They're like, why is this guy getting pushed? He ain't nobody. He's just a wrestler. So I could see that. I could see where you're coming from.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, you had to be there for the journey.
yeah, he's not as entitled as he seems if you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the 3 viewpoints, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And then the biggest spot of the entire night is Dirty Dom entering last.
Oh, god damn him.
To a raucous applause. The crowd loving Dirty Dom.
That's Chicago for you.
Cheering him on. I think he had the pop of the night. It was booze, but
I actually do love Dirty Dom.
Right, that's the thing. Everybody loves him, so they boo him.
Exactly.
He can't even talk. That's what's great.
And he loves it. I'm sure he loves it.
You know he loves it. But Dom comes in, and I must have taken him back to his time in the yard, because he just starts whomping everybody.
Oh.
And,
right. But eventually that ended, and they all ganged up on him and stumped him.
Yeah. He goes to hit the triple suplex, and he gets up for the third one, and everybody is just staring at him. And it turns into a Dom beatdown. And from there, awesome. It was just back and forth for a little bit.
Well, no, it wasn't even a back and forth. When Judgment Day finally came in to save Dom from the beatdown, they immediately took over. They whooped up good on the faces in this match, and they were standing tall. So much so to the point where when the meter ran out for the last person to come in, who was the one to actually come out? Rhea Ripley running with the referee in tow,
the briefcase.
with the Money in the Bank briefcase, was ready to cash in because Seth Rollins had ate a what was it, a power bomb through the table? Yeah. And so ready.
I had messaged you at that point. Oh my god.
Yeah. Right.
And my wife is standing up at this point. She's like, "It's gonna happen. He's gonna do it." And I legitimately thought that this was gonna be the first title change in the middle of a War Games match.
Hey, it
Dude,
would have been
I was
perfect, and I was for it.
cursing every word. I made up words in Arabic, Spanish. I made up words. It was as soon as she ran down with the briefcase, I was grabbing somebody.
Now I'll tell you what, she should have locked that door on her way by.
Yep, that she should have. But as soon as she got around there, next thing you know, we all heard voices in our heads. And Randy Keith Orton had arrived finally to
Thank
come in and clean house to it. He had a pretty high thunderous applause, nice pop, and he got in and he was just
Dude,
wrecking. I'm talking about power slam after power slam, and a hanging DDT off the rope. Like it was just so good to see Randy Orton back in action.
I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but man, Randy Orton looked so good. He not quite the same body type, but remember how jacked Batista was when he came back?
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
I was gonna say Orton is very ripped now.
Yes.
He's looking
He might
physical for 40-ish.
he might be in the best shape of his career right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, honestly, as a Randy fan, yeah, I got to say, like, he is looking more ripped than he ever has.
Right.
But I got to say, like, he really fell off when his back and stuff was hurting.
Yeah.
The thing that led him to leaving.
The one thing tonight is when he hit his RKO, he went back to the one-armed RKO.
Yeah.
Which he initially switched the one-armed RKO over to the two-armed RKO, so it was easier on his back when he landed.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to be feeling good because he hit his first RKO he hit was the one-armed, and I was like, oh my gosh. He went back to the original brand RKO.
Wow. Didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's some old school focus Viper shit there.
Well, you notice, look, there's a lot of moves that people have changed throughout the careers to be easier on their back. And as much as he hits their spine and stuff like that, and as much as he hits the RKO, and you got to think some of the positions he hits that move in because they're out of nowhere.
What I've noticed, what I thought about Randy is that he takes the sport very, very serious. So if he's professional and he wants to keep people safe, he's going to do whatever it takes to do.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's third generation, so it's in his blood.
So, I mean, if it's one arm to protect them, two arm to protect him, to keep them going.
Yeah, which I think the one arm is a lot safer for the person receiving it, I would believe.
I think
their head's not being held in place. So
yeah.
But yeah, this was good. Good spots here. We got to see all 5 members of Team Cody hit the draping DDT at the same time.
Right. That was a nice call out to Randy.
That was cool.
And then pretty much everybody was taken out but JD McDonough, and he looks around and he says, you know what, I'm out of here. And
tries
to climb out of the cage, but he is followed by Seth and Cody.
No, it was Seth and Sammy.
Yeah, Seth and Sammy, and
they cornered him. And Randy Orton was lying in wait.
Oh,
and it was just so good to see.
where Randy was about to hit Jay with the RKO.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I don't forget what you did for me, or what
right.
you did to me. And then Jay ends up saving him seconds later with a super kick to kind of show him, man, I'm on your team.
Yeah.
So,
now, I actually thought that was going to be what caused Judgment Day to win.
I agree. I really thought that was the moment that, right in that, just that half second, that it was going to split and turn everything to Judgment Day. But
well, he is a Viper.
Exactly. And that's why I love Randy. He is my dude.
Yep, but Jay proving that he's down for the good guys now.
100.
He saved Randy from being attacked with a super kick to Finn Balor. I believe it was a Damian Priest.
One of them.
Yeah, it was one of them. And Randy caught Finn with the RKO. So it was Damian Priest that got caught with the super kick. But that RKO to JD McDonough being thrown off the top of the cage, my God, Randy was just salivating, waiting for it.
And he delivered. Waiting for it. I mean, the man literally built a pyramid waiting for him. Hit that RKO.
He did. And then Randy serves up
Damian Priest to Cody Rhodes.
A single crossroads, which is weird. Usually we see a set of those, but I guess one was enough.
Well, in this case, it was enough because Seth has stumped Damian Priest on the metal grate between the rings.
This was a good match. There was a lot of good spots. There was not a lot of like floundering or people being out of place. This was a well choreographed match. One of the better ones that I've seen in quite some time. Usually these matches when you have 10 people, it's hard to keep good match flow, and this had good match flow throughout the entire time.
You're right.
Yeah, it did, and that's why I gave
the only interference the entire night was Dakota Kai reaching that kendo stick through the ring or through the cage. The only interference we had the entire night.
I mean, if you want to be interference, I mean, technically that was no DQ, so
yeah, that's true. So I mean,
right. So the shenanigans was okay, but
we had a pay-per-view with 0 outside interference that was illegal.
Yeah, right. You're right.
And look how it's rated.
Yeah, I gave the men's War Game match. What I gave it a 7, right?
I gave this match an 8.
The men's?
Yes.
Oh, let me think for a second here. I'm gonna say 6.
Wow. Okay. Well, look, listen. I didn't go too high because I didn't want to be biased. Because anybody that knows me, they know I love Randy Orton. So
I love Randy.
Yeah, so I didn't want to be like, oh, I want to give it, a 9.
So be real. Come on.
Listen. Fine, I changed it to a 9.
That's it. That's it. You want a 9?
I'm giving it a 9.
What'd you have on that, Siv?
I gave it a 6, man. This Survivor Series was not a good premium live event.
I gotta agree with you there. It really wasn't, but I mean, after that, in which we already talked about at the beginning of this, was the return of Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and the crowd popped loudly for that.
No. I hate CM Punk. He is one of my least. Why?
I get it. I get why everybody has a gripe with him because he's one of those guys that when he has a problem and he tried to, I ain't gonna say that he tries to handle it lightly. He immediately goes into extreme petty mode. So I get it. I get it. But I like CM Punk. I can respect the fact that he stands on his morals and that he's not gonna just let anybody walk over him.
Man, that's hard. I know you are from my era, so CM Punk, you know CM Punk from the beginning. And so it's like I liked CM Punk from back then, you know. I don't like him now.
CM Punk in the ring, I do not have an issue with. CM Punk outside of the ring is my issue. I see so many issues, but he's never at blame or never at fault for his fan base. Could never blame CM Punk for anything. To me, it's like that mother who has a kid who can't do anything wrong.
No.
Like your kid gets in a fight, but it's never their fault.
Well, I mean, when you look at all of the situations, like name one that was his fault.
That sounds like a completely different podcast.
Yeah, we don't got enough time for that one. Let's end this one, Jojo.
All right, so our final rating for this show is a 6.05.
Damn.
Which
Ouch.
does not sound good.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, it was a premium live event. I don't know if it served its purpose for finishing up any real stories. So, especially being that we're about to skip December having a premium live event, and the next one is the Royal Rumble in January. I'm wondering what are they going to do?
Ooh. I think they're gonna build up on what we have now. But I mean between now and January, but they're gonna have a couple of title switches probably in December. I'm
See of calling title switches.
I'm calling title switches, just 2 title switches. No major ones. Maybe US Continental and tag team. But
Okay.
nothing else between now and January. Royal Rumble, that's our next big one. I agree with you.
Which is cool because I feel like whenever they do a month without a pay-per-view, we do get a lot more exciting stuff on TV.
Right?
And it gives them, instead of having only like 3 weeks to build to the next pay-per-view event, they have more time to prepare for the next event. So the stories are more immersed, and we're building up toward WrestleMania season. Pretty much WrestleMania season started with the end of this event, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because it's all Road to Rumble, which is pretty much Road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, essentially.
So I'm excited to see what we get on TV over the next couple weeks. As far as our scoring system, Siv, I don't see. Did you score any of your matches? Like we were talking about, like doing the points?
I didn't post them. I just said them to you. I'm sorry.
In a private message?
No, I said them verbally, and we rated them verbally.
No. The confident point.
Our gambling points we were talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Gambling points.
All right.
the confident points. Okay, so guys, we was talking about doing gambling points, confident points between the three of us to turn the predictions into a bit of a contest. So what we would do is we would rate the matches based off of how many matches there is. Like tonight, it was 5 matches. So the one that you felt was a lock, you would rate that a 5, and the one you wasn't sure about, you would rate that one a 1. And so we had decided after the last review that we were going to do that, but it seemed that Sil forgot. So, Sil, not based off of what you know now, based off of what you thought going in, what was you rating stuff?
Like,
What was your confidence in matches?
Like which match I thought was gonna.
Who you thought was going to win the match, the outcome?
Yeah, who did you think was going to win the damage control match?
I mean, I posted my predictions.
Okay, yeah, you did. You did post your predictions. He had Escobar. He had Zoe Stark winning, which she did not. He had The Miz winning. He had the Bianca Belair match. And then he had the Judgment Day winning. So he got 2 out of 5.
See, I don't understand the.
Well, out of your picks, you picked 2 of the 5 correctly.
And so
out of my picks, I picked 4 of the 5 correctly. And Kumino picked 3 of the 5 correctly.
That is right. I got both of the War Game matches wrong.
Yeah, the 3 that we picked correctly, we split points on that. And then I had Team RKO winning for 3 points, so I would have taken that one 13-10.
Yes. So Joe is the winner, and we would have to come up with what you would actually win.
I think I'm just gonna not wear pants for the next one.
Hey, you know what? That sounds like a banger idea.
Now we also have to discuss amongst ourselves to see if, since there is no pay-per-view next month, if we want to maybe do our own little non-wrestling thing and maybe like talk about our maybe Stream Team Game of the Years or something like that for the month of December.
I'm for it.
We should end the stream, though.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, guys. We have it. Civ says we're done. So
right.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you think. If you want more of these, let us know in the comments. If you don't want more of these, also let us know in the comments.
Nah.
Right. Just tell us we trash and we need to go away, and we will.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys very much. The whole thing of this is we are members of the stream team for the Showboys podcast. I stream on Twitch as Ugly Kid Joe Cross. I do a variety of things.
And we took over this.
Yeah,
okay? We are the stream team and we took over.
That's the whole premise of the whole thing.
Do you get it?
Did you watch the very beginning with the music thing? That's the giveaway.
That's the giveaway.
But BioAssassin streams on Twitch as BioAssassin, and everybody stop over. He just reached affiliate over on Twitch.
Congrats.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I can be proud to say that I was the first person to donate bits to that fine man.
You were the first one. You were very gentle. Thank you.
All right, and Kumino also streams over on Twitch as Kumino the Dawn.
That's right. And the boy Kumino the Don will be back after he gets some internet in his new house. Oh, yeah, that's why I'm not showing myself.
Yeah, he's on his phone right now. So shout out to whatever mobile provider you have. But take care, guys. Thank you very much. And we will see you soon.